Hello everyone, today we're doing a breakdown of my top 5 favorite Mac Miller albums. Just took a little while to think about. We're gonna just start off straight out, just getting at it. We got Faces at number 5. I have not listened to this thing a whole lot compared to others, but every time I have, it's grown on me a lot, and I think it does deserve to be on this list because I honestly feel like some of the other records are really just not good because he needed to grow. But anyways, tracks on this thing that really stuck out to me was Therapy was a favorite of mine, Friends, and What Do You Do? Those ones are really good. A lot of good production choices on those. Polo Jeans is another one I like a lot. Diablo is pretty good as well, but I wouldn't say it's perfect, to be honest. There's a couple tracks on here and it is a little too long if you ask me, but it is still quite a solid project from him, and it shows a lot of growth for him as well as a rapper, as a producer. I think he did some production on this, and as an overall artist. So, I think it deserves to be at number 5. Oh, at number 4 we have Watching Movies with the Sound Off. This thing is so weird and confusing, but almost all of it is great, I would say. Star Room is great, I'm Not Real is great, oh man, Avian, I think is how you say that. Really good record, honestly, from him. It's kind of shows the beginning of some growth in kind of like him exploring what he can really do, and outside of just being a rapper, maybe trying to do something different. Like working with Flying Lotus is awesome, super interesting choice, and it works really well on this. Him going for a more edgier, kind of angrier kind of feel is also interesting. Not something we ever really saw from Mac before when it came out, and it still stands out as kind of the odd child, I feel like, from his like discography, but it stands out to me for that reason, and I enjoy it for that reason. So yeah, there's number 4. Number 3 we have Good AM, which is a good album. Honestly, probably in my top 5 rap albums like ever. Perfect album if you ask me. I do not have a skip on this thing. I could go on and on about how great all the tracks are. 100 Grand Kids, Brand Name, Godspeed, Break the Law. Probably missing a ton. Off the top, I'm just spitballing here, guys. But honestly, this thing is very well made. The bars on this are great. The story that we're going for is awesome. Just kind of a day in a life kind of deal. It works, and it's great. It's great. The album art's awesome. The music videos for it were great. I thought they were super interesting. And it really does show like a grand amount of growth from Mac from his past albums leading up to this, and the last couple ones he did since this one were perfect, if you ask me. We'll get to those. It's just incredible, honestly, and it's such a good time just to like turn this on with friends or anything like that, or just have on with people around and just hanging out. It's a good feeling. Like, this album is a good feeling, and it's a good AM, you know? It's good. It makes sense. So yeah, great album. Right, and then at number 2 we have Swimming, which is sadly Mac's last album, technically speaking, before he had passed. This thing is vibes galore. It has Thundercat all over it. Incredible bass lines and super unique production. It's very much a beach type feel. It's a summer album. It's called Swimming. I mean, it makes sense. Swimming is definitely a summer thing. What's the Use? Self-Care. Oh my gosh. So It Goes, the last track, is excellent. 2009. I really can't think of anything off the top of my head. Ladders. Like, I could go on. I just gotta sit on it. But this album is another just perfect album, if you ask me, from Mac. Again, just shows a lot of growth. Him just being honest about a lot of things as well, and kind of being personal. It took a little while to grow on me, though, I will say. At first listen, I actually didn't care for it, but the the more I listened to it, the more I was very, very much into it, and rightfully so, because this thing is just perfect. I don't have a single problem with it. Every time I listen to it, the production is great. It's a feeling. It really is. It's a feeling, and it's so sad that he passed. He couldn't tour the whole thing, but what we got was great, if you ask me. Just perfect. Alright, we're moving on to the last one, guys. The last one. We are at number 1. We got Circles. Oh my gosh. This is one of my favorite albums of all time ever. Again, I think it's perfect. I do not have a single track that I dislike. There's honestly nothing I can say about production or anything on this album in a technical sense that I dislike. It is slick, it is perfectly put together, and it's beautiful. It's not a rap album. It's got like one rap song, which is Blue World, and the rest are very personal masterpieces of songs about just life, and kind of almost disturbing, because it seems like he was talking about, there's a lot of talk about like where you go when you die, and with good news, that song, it's an emotional adventure, but it's therapeutic almost. Like, it's very calming. I feel like it's always kind of been a comfort album for me, just in general. It's such an easy thing to listen to, and a lot of people think that that's, it's not as good, but I love that. I love something that's easy to listen to, and I love something that makes you feel relaxed. And this is such a chill, relaxing album, and I love that. I love that, and for Mac to go out on this one, to be, like, technically speaking, the last one he ever did, even though he didn't finish it before he passed, it's incredible. It really is. It's just an incredible album, and every time I listen to it, I get something out of it. Woods, the deluxe edition too, with Floating and Right, are just two incredibly good tracks. Once a Day, Blue World, like I mentioned previously, Circles, the opening track, just great. I don't know what else to say about it. It's great. It's good. It's awesome. It's the best ever, pretty much. Hand Me Downs is another good one. That's on Me. Everybody is so great, and it's like you can see the clear influence that, like, kind of like the Beatles had. There's a lot of Abbey Road kind of aesthetic to it. I love that. So I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. This is it. This is my top 5 from him. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Please do check these albums out if you haven't heard them before. I'm sure you have, but if you haven't, please do it. You'd be doing yourself a disservice. Anyways, I'll see you later.